Okay. Good day, everybody, and welcome to our blockchain community day. We hope you will really enjoy the program prepared for this event. And it's my pleasure and honestly honored to introduce you our guest, my EPAM colleague, technology and solution architect with more than 20 years of software engineering experience, Sateesh Deshpande. Besides of this, Sateesh is truly passionate with Web 3.0 and cryptos as well. So before we get started, I have a few small announcements. We are going to record this session and we are going to have a NFT giveaway. So the rest info about this giveaway you will find in your email box right after this presentation. And one more thing before we dive deep into the topic. So guys, feel free to ask your questions using our chat, a Q&A section right on the section right on the left of your screen. So Sateesh, the audience is yours. Please start your presentation.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Sateesh Deshpande. I work in EPAM London as a senior delivery manager. I also work as a solution architect for a couple of assignments. So I have, as you see, I have a delivery and technical expertise and Web 3.0. Not only Web 3.0, generally, blockchain is one of my recent interest and quite passionate about learning about the blockchain technology. That's when I started a few months ago, my journey, and I thought I will share my Web 3.0 experience so far. And there are a couple of other sessions scheduled today and this week. Overall, you will hear and know about blockchain technologies a lot more in depth, and you will have different the scope of the understanding. The scope of a topic is also really wide, varied in terms of the skills you learn and the skills you can apply after learning the thing. So here I am today going to talk about Web 3.0, popularly known as Web 3. It's most of you know, it's a next generation web technology. Before I would even begin, I just want to understand how many of you are aware of Web 3.0. How many of you are either using it or developing it or helping someone to deploy, or any of this understanding you have about Web 3.0? I want to understand. Dennis, are you can share your yes or no answer in the chat room, so that how I will use this information is, if it is there are more, I can go really in depth, start with intermediate content in the presentation. If it is some of you want to understand the basics, then we will go with the basics. So that's where this question and your answer helped me. So will you be able to share your answer in the chat room, whether you know Web 3.0, you heard Web 3.0, or you never, or you don't know, or you want to know from the basics? Will you be able to give us this info? Thank you. I'll just wait for 1 minute.
Satish, as I can see that a lot of people have no idea regarding, probably not have no idea, but have very little understanding regarding.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it would be great if you start with the basics.
Fantastic. Yes. Okay, that's a good info. Thank you, guys. Okay, as when I say Web 3.0 is the next generation web technology, at end of this session, you will know why, how Web 3.0 is going to change the world. Okay, how Web 3.0 going to give leverage users as you and me different aspect. It brought the literally a different scale of uh, individuality or the okay, we'll understand. So as part of this presentation, I'll be talking about an introduction of Web 3.0, and then I will talk about the concepts of Web 3.0. Concepts is one of the key part because this concept changed entire it's going to change the entire industry, and 3.0 concepts are very, very important. If you understand these and upcoming sessions in today's and next few days, you will be able to get more information from these sessions actually. So give more attention on the concepts. I'll talk about Web 3.0 examples currently being built up and available to see and feel and use many of these services. And we have, then we will go through advantages or cons of Web 3.0, and we will understand pros also, because anything comes with a great benefit will have some kind of a trouble also it associated. It's a kind of a baggage we carry, and pros also we will go over. Okay, without further ado, let's start with the introduction of Web 3.0. Is Web 3.0 is all of a sudden something new? No, it's not. We started this journey in, I think, mostly when we were in the school, actually, even I was. So Web 3. Web 1.0, it started somewhere in 1989, and it Web 3.0 remained until 2004 or 5, somewhere between 2004 and 5. What is Web 1.0? Web 1.0, if you have seen, at least some seniors in the group would have seen, actually, it's a more stuff, more or less HTML pages, or sometime CSS also embedded just to have the formatting and all, but there was not much of a JavaScript and all are used. That's a technology. Okay, when it comes to, when I say it's a static, so this is a Web 1.0, a platform where you were able to see kind of a very, very read-only text. Okay, you don't have any actions, you can't give a feedback on the website, or you can't do much activities except reading the content, consuming the content, okay, understanding the content. uh, I still remember, actually, when I was studying engineering, and there was a guy who was working in one of the organization called in India, it's a CDAC. So he was mentioning, okay, they are working on converting entire library into a text. Okay, so that this library is online available to us. When I heard this, someone saying, okay, how they can convert entire library into text, that time it was a quite surprising, very much interesting point for me. How exactly anyone can sit and do this? We didn't even know scanning at that time. We had no idea because we were a student. And yes, there is a lot of work done to move this content into a static form. Okay, that and all hard work is done in Web 1.0 phase, actually. But unfortunately, it is a read only. As human being, we evolved from stage to stage. We wanted to bring in, okay, now static pages are good enough, but we want to have some kind of a dynamism introduced into this, so that user can click, something happens, user can respond to the question the web page is asking. So there were so many thought process started going on, and towards the beginning of 2005, IT was introduced to a new concept called Web 2.0. Web 2.0 uh, fulfill most of the human need, what we wanted to see in the web pages. We wanted to have a dynamics in the web pages. we want to have an interaction, we want to have some kind of a communication, and we also wanted to have some kind of a artificial intelligence introduced to us based on what we use, what we surf, what we browse, you know. Unfortunately, what happened is, yes, we have these big companies which started providing Web 2.0. So Google, Facebook, Amazon, you name them, most of these FANG and non-FANG big companies, they started providing these web pages, very, very dynamic, interactive. Okay, that's very good. That's what we wanted. But without knowing, or without knowing to the user, or with some confirmation from user, these software or network giants started collating our own personal data in one or other way. Okay, so obviously they were helping the user base to understand what they serve and give the prescription or the suggestion about, okay, if for example, if I'm searching for the books, next time when I open Google, it will give me the advertisement of something about the books what I was searching for, or there are some options and this thing. That was very good. Actually, we wanted to have that kind of information, but where you went, what you did, which restaurant you had been with, which friend you were with, okay, your family members, that kind of a data also, these systems started recording actually.
Sorry, hi,
Which,
hi Sateesh.
hi.
Yeah, can you just move on your slide also in the meantime? The audience, I think, are not able to see that. We are still in the slide number 1.
Yes, I'm still in slide number 1. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
this one, Web 2.0. Yes, I think I'll point out to this
yeah,
one.
Thank you.
So yeah, so we started saying, but the centralized network giants, the name few I named them, they started capturing this information. So we want a dynamics. We want this website to be interactive. We want this website to be smart enough, but we don't want these websites to store our personal data, store our friends' data, store our travel information, where I went, which restaurant had been yesterday or today morning, what I ate, what I think. Most of this information, it started recording. So we wanted to have a break on this. And when I say break on the centralized network giants into decentralized. Okay, so that's when Web 3.0 the concept started working out actually. When I say Web 2.0, in general terms, you can remember in these websites, we can read, we can write, we can upload also. YouTube, Facebook are a very popular example where you can upload your videos, where you can upload your text, your LinkedIn and others actually. So that is true, but we wanted to break this centralized network giant into the decentralized. That's when Web 3.0 concept was introduced sometime in, it started. Actually, Web 2.0, I would say, the duration of Web 2.0 is from 2005 until now. Even now, we are very much in Web 2.0 world. But going forward, we will move to Web 3.0, which is a fully a blockchain technology websites, what we are going to develop. I'll give a little bit introduction about blockchain in my next slide. And we are primarily going from centralized to decentralized network. Okay, what is that is, so we won't be having all our data in one company database, one company data center, one company cloud. Instead, we all as an individual, we will have our own content, we'll own our own website, and we will have our own network and nodes where we store our information, and this will be cross-referred with other nodes. For example, if you imagine you have 5 friends and you want to develop something, all these 5 of you will have some set of data stored in your own nodes, and when a website is hosted, all this website will get the information from all the 5 nodes instead of banking only on one particular node of one of your friend. So there is a kind of ownership is getting shared when you start using Web 3.0 applications. Is these centralized network giants who are recording our data, are they willing to lose what they have built in last 10 years, that easily 10, 15, 20 years, are they willing to lose with this decentralized approach? Yes, they are going to lose some of the control, whatever they have. Plus, they also have no option to migrate to Web 3.0 because most of the sites, when it start migrating into 3.0 world, obviously these giants has to slowly come into this stream, and very much they know they are going to lose some kind of ownership or some kind of a privilege they have as a centrally owning our data. So they won't be able to record our personal data, and how and what I'll explain how exactly Web 3.0 work. Okay, that's about a basic introduction of Web 3.0. Also, sometimes it is called Web 3. Okay, so it started with Web 1.0, and it started with, then we are currently in Web 2.0, and we are going to be into the Web 3.0 era very soon. We are partially there started, but yes, we will be very soon. Okay, after this, I want to talk about Web 3.0 key concepts. Okay, and just wanted to write a bit about Web 3. I just wanted, if there are some newbies like you should understand what exactly Web 3.0. Web 3 or Web 3.0 is the next generation of internet. It heavily relies on blockchain technologies, open source model, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. It aims to create decentralized internet. Decentralized is a key here. Decentralized internet with the open, connected, intelligent websites and web applications. How this is possible is we have 3 fundamental concepts used here. One is decentralized, D for, it is actually called DOB concept. If you see DOB, it's not data of birth, it's a decentralization open source blockchain. Okay, what is decentralized? I just explained high level. In decentralized platform hosting, individually every one of us will be hosting our own information in our own specified nodes. Okay, and when website is working, the website will get the information from all these nodes, instead going into one centralized node, getting all this information, what is happening currently in Web 2.0. And this ownership is very specifically with the one company currently in Web 2.0. In Web 3.0, it is going to be open source. Anyone can contribute, anyone can create their own node, anyone can host their data into this system, okay, and make it open to the community. Okay, so it started using, a website will start using this open source model. And blockchain is a game changer actually. If you want to understand blockchain, it's very easy. Split this blockchain into 2 pieces, a word. When I say block and chain, okay. So how data is stored in a blockchain is, each and every data entity will be stored in one block. You can imagine there is a box, okay. In that box, we keep a data, and this data is very, very persistent. You can't modify this data. Why is it uses the hash technology, and when your data goes in, it creates a hash key for this data, and it also creates a hash key for the data which this block is going to refer. Okay, their technology is actually using hash technologies. Yes, you can refer to the next block and you store the data, and next block will store the data and it will refer to the next block. It goes on like that. It just create a chain. Okay, so what happens, advantage of this is, if you try to modify, if we don't want to modify blockchain data, if anyone try to update this data, what happens is each update will bring in a new hash code. Okay, when this hash code is generated, it loses the track, it loses a link to the next block. Okay, hence entire block of data will become unused. So this is the security mechanism, actually, how it is going to be protected. And most of the blockchain technology usage, you will hear more, but Bitcoin and other coins, whatever we hear, is heavily used blockchain technology, because they have to be persistent, they have to be untampered, they have to be spoof proof, actually, because no one can play around with this technology. And Web 3.0 uses this brilliant key concept to build the website. You can imagine how futuristic it's going to be. Okay, now let's talk about, there are multiple examples. I just took few of my own favorite. Okay, so what are the examples of Web 3 applications currently which you can see? Okay, Apple Siri is one of the example. You can, I think most of you must be using it. This is one of the the Web 3.0 application. It helps you to give you step-by-step instructions. Okay, what to do, how to do, and others. And next one is Wolfram Alpha. This is a platform which provides educational. It's an educational platform. However, it heavily uses, in fact, AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning concept to make this education really effective and useful. Okay, I'm here, Wolfram Alpha. Okay, so heavily uses AI and ML, and internally it is a blockchain compliance website. So you can see it's one of the best example one of you want to go through. And the next one is Facebook, now Meta. So they are leaders in metaverse. Actually, most of their applications are coming in Web 3.0, and as you know, they are experimenting a lot with metaverse. They have their own decentralized land, they have their own avatars, and they are going to be a game changer in coming years, is the expectation. And not to forget, even Microsoft and Google are also very much on that same lead. Actually, they might come out, they are working on some of the products which we will see in coming years. Okay, and next example is Filecoin. It's
Hi, Sateesh, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah. Are we still on the slide one? Just want to check.
No, I mean examples of Web 3.0. Can you see that?
Okay, slide is not moving. Maybe can you reshare that again, so that maybe there's some issue?
Yeah. Thank
you. No problem.
Okay, this one also you didn't see? I mean, Web 3.
No. Still it's showing slide one, and maybe you can put also the presenter mode, speaker mode, so that it's visible in case you want to reshare that.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Okay. Not sure why it is.
Maybe you want to reshare that.
Stop sharing. Share.
Yeah, correct. Stop sharing and reshare. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I missed then second slide actually.
Oh
God. Just I don't know whether this. Oh, it gone to extend mode. That's very bad. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's
So
perfect. Thank you.
yes, thank you. Sorry, I think it went to the screenshot mode automatically. I don't know. So yes, I was talking about Web 3.0 key concept, and I talked about DOB, decentralization, open source, and blockchain. I gave a little bit of example of each of them, and now I'm in page 3. Okay, and talking about examples of Web 3.0. Apple Siri, we spoke. Wolfram Alpha, it's a AI and ML learning website for education specifically. And we spoke about Facebook, a leader in metaverse world, and they are really leading in terms of creating a decentralized land, and like avatars, and they have a lot of new news every week they are releasing, and surely one of the big company leading in metaverse world actually. And I was talking about Filecoin. Filecoin is next step to cloud actually, cloud, Dropbox or Google Drive, or you use many of these drives to store your data actually. So these all are Web 2.0 applications. However, Filecoin it's a classic example of Web 3.0. It used the blockchain technology, and very convenient, and ownership of the files are also very easily managed. Okay, I would say like that. So just to keep this life simple. And the third one is a Brave browser. It's a new secure access platform to internet over the mobile platforms, mobile users. So Brave browser is one of the example, and which is also built in Web 3.0 technology. I mean Web 3.0 concept, and uses all these 3 DOB concept very much: decentralized, open source, and blockchain. Okay, so these are a few of the examples which I really wanted to tell and share with you. And now I'm going to next slide. You can see pros of Web 3.0. Okay, or advantages of Web 3.0. I spoke about a couple of a concept here and there. Now you will understand these points, how exactly they become advantage for us as a user. Okay, so the first one is anonymous and single sign-on. Okay, so when you go to any website, that's a Google, Gmail, or Yahoo, or whatever. So when you go, you are supposed to create a user ID, and you have to register to that particular site, and you have to fill in all your personal data there. Okay, only then you will start using these services, that website services individually. For example, Yahoo, you have to register, start using. Gmail, you have to register, start using. Facebook, you have to start register using. LinkedIn and others. If you remember, you have so many user registration you have done, and you have to remember the username, password of all these systems in Web 2.0. However, in Web 3.0, you don't need to remember. All the site registration happens anonymously, and it will have a single sign-on. That what that means is, when you log into one website first time into Web 3.0 website, okay, you just need to give basic information, and this basic information itself will be used for accessing all other consecutive Web 3.0 applications. You don't need to do the re-registration of yourself into different website you visit. You don't need to have a 10 username, 10 passwords to remember. Okay, instead, one username, one password will make you sure you will log in into all these platforms literally seamlessly. Okay, that's the first advantage. That makes our life so easy, because I remember some of my friends and all, at least few years ago, they were creating an Excel file and storing this username password information in Excel, and they used to protect that Excel. So now we don't need to do that, because most of the things happen anonymously and based on the single sign-on concept. Okay, that's the first and very best advantage I see as a Web 3.0 user. And the second one is you start owning your own data. Okay, because there is no centralized giants companies who is storing your data. Instead, you are storing your own data in the nodes, whatever you want to, and you can give access to that node based on the trust whatever you have with the nodes or other users interchangeably. Okay, so this makes your data is owned by you. You manage your data. You will have a full control who will or who can and yourself put your own rules accordingly. Okay, and most of these oh god, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, now it's okay right now.
No, we lost in between, but it's good now. Yeah.
Now, okay. So you can see my advantages of Web 3.0 page. Okay, I'm talking about third point, transparency. Sorry, internet. So transparency of a data, because you own your own data and you have full control of a data. Who exactly can see your data, who exactly don't want to see your data, or you yourself want to be visible enough in the Web 3.0, also you can control. You can be totally anonymous in the network. You can give whatever the information you want. Okay, for example, if my name is Sateesh Deshpande, I can register as Sat. Okay, SAT, just first three character, and go on using all the Web 3.0. My identity won't be exposed or shared with anyone else in the Web 3.0. Okay, that becomes one of the most benefit. I know it can be used in wrong ways also. I have some disadvantages I'll be discussing, but this is, we have to consider this as one of the benefit, who are genuine and uh, safe users, I would say. Okay, and next advantage is personalized web experience. When I say personalized web experience, you don't need to depends on third-party AI and ML applications to show the advertise. You want have your own comfort zone, your own sales information coming on your page, your own you liked web marketing or digital marketing is happening through your pages. You can make it enable or disable. You are a owner of it. You want to see something, keep it. You don't want to see something, disable it. It gives that a freedom for the users to have this experience. So that's what it is called as personalized web experience. And the next point is it gives literally uninterrupted service, because there's no downtime. These giants will take their own maintenance, and sometimes they go for unscheduled outages or something. There are a lot of way where we will have interruption in the website usage. Okay, that won't be there anywhere in the 3.0, because it's handled by your own data entities or your friends or your known trusted users or trusted partners. So they will have uninterrupted service available to you. And also UI, your UI, when you save when you log into specific site, user interface, what you see and what e-commerce want to sell is mostly the information which you would like to see, which you want to click and go to these sites and do some kind of a browsing or shopping or marketing or sales or knowledge enhancement. All these things happens based on your wish, not on someone else pushing you for that. Actually, these are most of the uh, very key advantages what I see as a Web 3.0 users you will have in future. Some of the sites, as I mentioned, you will very much show these see these advantages when you log into these sites. However, as I mentioned, just sip of water. As I mentioned, anything comes with a great benefit will have some kind of a disadvantages also associated with that. Let's see some of uh, disadvantages or cons of Web 3.2. Ownership is one of the disadvantage how we see, because you have to have a different entity, different nodes and all. So you have to give a trust. You have to trust other entities, and there is no centrally governed layer which is managing this. You as an individual, you as a company has to do this actually. So there is a lot more uh, risks involved when you share or when you create ownership or trust between these two entities which is hosting the website. Okay, and regulation and cyber crime. As I mentioned, I don't need to register to Web 3.0 as a Sateesh Deshpande. I can be very well registered as a table.chair. I'm just telling you the example. So tracing back the traceability of who's this user, if he has done something wrong, how to find out this particular user will become really, really complex. Right now itself, with all this traceability itself, there is a lot more hackers and illegal activities goes on in the net world actually. With being anonymous, you can imagine there may be more such instance will start getting reported. I know blockchain is very safe technology, and blockchain, if you try to do hamper, tamper, update anything, so you will lose entire track of the information chain. That's all true actually, but still there may be some smart way of, if anything which we develop is a crackable. So if they also, cyber criminals, if they find out some way to break this and start controlling these entities, will make the users and the company's life very, very risky. Okay, and there is no centralized regulation, so that is another risk actually, because no one need to adhere to anything. I am free bird, I can do whatever I want in Web 3.0. So mentality has to be very, very focused here, and has to be just for a goodwill and for a best use of a mankind. Really, it should not be for other things. And the next problem we will have is resource upscaling. When I say resource upscaling, for example, for all these Web 2.0, we might have had a cloud, we might have had a data center, we might have some kind of a server for all this information hosted in these websites are hosted. The same platform may not be usable for the Web 3.0 applications actually. All these cloud providers and other data center management, all these things, they have to come out with their own specific set of blockchain compliance resources actually. So that means something which you are already invested has to be upscaled, and there is a cost involved. This is one of the disadvantage is what I see, because you have to upgrade to the new system, and obviously wherever there is a new system upgrade is involved, that it is not only cost, there are risks also, data loss, network loss, how exactly you make it. Yeah, there are risks involved, and this becomes one of the disadvantages. And websites and companies also, they have to upgrade their e-commerce folder, they have to upgrade their business to be in compliance with 3.0. That brings in another, that brings in not only the cost involved, that also will have a schedule also goes for tasks, because something you were releasing every month currently, when you move to Web 3.0, you have to first move to Web 3.0. There is a effort involved. Then you have to see how exactly the new cycles to be set. And this involves time and energy. This involves cost also. And security is one of the major concern, because you own your own websites, you will have a trust with other nodes, other users and all. So how you trust? Because if he registered with, as I said, table chair, and you don't know whom you are giving a trust access to, actually, that becomes very, very tricky. But most of these are getting addressed. People know this, companies know this. So we are working, I mean, there's a community which is working on this. You can't just, because of these few disadvantages, we can't stop thinking about Web 3.0. Wherever there's a problem, there is a solution. And solution, we as a community, we have to see how exactly we start thinking. And this 4 days workshop, whatever we have, I mean, blockchain days, possibly will throw some light on such topics, how exactly the problem was with some specific set of users, how it is overcome. There may be some discussions. We have to see how exactly it is comes in next 3-4 days. And not only here, globally also, there is a lot more R&D, innovation, and there is ongoing discussions are going on to fix some of the risks observed or identified in the Web 3.0. So hopefully we will have, this is one of the reason, actually, you don't see everything is not migrated to Web 3.0. As most of you know, there are so many best advantages of Web 3.0. You might have a question, why we are not moving from Web 2.0 to 3, because of these risks associated. And they are somehow holding us to think about before taking the next step. Okay, that's about my presentation today. Hope I try to explain you from the basics until the intermediate, and you will have some of these topics discussed in detail in upcoming sessions. Please do attend. Please do collate as much information as possible about blockchain and in and around technologies, actually. And obviously, as you are aware, you will have NFTs as a gift, and collect as much as NFTs possible. Over to you for any questions. Hope we are within time. Fantastic. We have time for the questions. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It was awesome. Now I can explain even my daughter what is the difference between Web 1.0 and Web 3.0. And by the way, Sateesh, as far as I know, you have a birthday today. Am I right?
Correct. It's my birthday.
Okay, cool. So on behalf of the team and on behalf of the audience, I'd like to say happy birthday to you and wish all the best.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a great day to share the information, knowledge among the EPAM community. I'm really thrilled.
Okay, thank you. And Deep, if you don't mind, I have some technical issues. I can't, refresh my Q&A section. Could you assist me if you have a question to ask, Sateesh?
Sure, I'll just go through a few questions.
I don't know, I can't update it, our chat on my second device.
Yeah, even I can't do that. Maybe I can read out your questions. Yeah. One of them was about security of the blockchain.
Yeah.
And the blockchain application base. I think you touched based upon that. Yes. Maybe if we can, like for example, if any of the sites we have access is compromised, right? Because we are doing SSO for all the sites.
Yeah.
So whether those logins will be compromised or not, if you can touch base on that.
Yes, okay. Security is one of the concern actually, which is, I think, mostly getting discussed in almost all the blockchain initiatives. Because here, what happens is, as I said, user can register as anything, whatever comes into mind. So real identity is really hidden. Okay, this was one of the difficulty we saw in Web 2.0, because we have seen actually, if you remember, Facebook have more than user base than real the population of the world actually. How is that? Because multiple people are creating multiple accounts actually, and one account may be used for real human interaction, and the second and third may be used for wrong reasons actually. So that has become one of the critical factor identifying, I mean, tracing back to the person or identity or the company who's doing this is one of the key aspect, and that aspect is going to be missed here by anomalizing who's using or who's creating these websites or who's providing the access to your networks. All these things are totally hidden in Web 3.0, but hopefully we will have some kind of a solution on this in coming days, and really looking forward. Even I'm worried as a Web 3.0 user. One of the major worry I have is security. Okay, so but don't worry, we'll have something very soon from the community. Hope it answers. Any other questions?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sateesh, for that. Yeah, it was beautifully answered. Another session topic was more about like the security of blockchain, right? And it's most, in most cases, it's some form of public key cryptography, right?
Yes.
So how this public key cryptography and the creating the DIDs or the security ID is important. If somebody can break this.
Yeah, that's true. I don't say it never broken. It's broken some time ago, and but interestingly, who did this is identified within a few days time, and all the crypto, it is happening mostly in crypto. That's what I read about. So all the cryptocurrency they acquired is reversed actually. Yes, blockchain is a very much tampered proof technology. You can't just play around with that easily. It is literally extremely difficult. But any technology, it's human built. So there may be some loopholes where players, I mean, some wrong guys, wrong entities will try to handle such things. One of the brilliant the feature of the blockchain is it disconnects the next set of connections itself when you try to even update a block by having the new QR the hash code. So we are hoping we will build in more security in and around that. It's a 98% secure is what the community says, or at least 95 and 95 plus. So, but yes, there are some loopholes. We are working. Let's see how it goes. We as a community, not as a EPAM, okay? So I'm talking about the blockchain community users across the globe. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think we are, we have almost answered all the questions which are pertinent, and a few of them asking, what do you think about Web 5?
Oh gosh.
I think it's too early.
Yeah. So no, I don't want to say anything about it because I have my own questions and thesis going on this topic. Yeah. It's a little bit, I mean, really futuristic, but yeah, it's very good. But you can message me individually. We can have a quick chat, but not in this forum, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we're done for now. Dennis, Sateesh, you want to give a closing comment?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you very much for Sateesh for his awesome presentation. It was, very many insights for me, at least, in this presentation. And thank you, Sateesh,
Thank you.
one more
Thank
time.
you. Thank you. And wish you all the audience have a great learning week this week. Looking forward to see you. And I'm in EPAM, so you can message me anytime for any questions. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Sure, thanks. Sure. Thank you so much, Sateesh, for your time.
Thank you. Thank
It
you,
was wonderful
guys.
talking
Bye-bye.
to you. Happy
Thank
birthday. Have a great day. Yeah, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.